want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakwash, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to y'all brothers out there on the highways and byways that are doing this work sincerely, diligently, and faithfully all around the world. Now, this is another segment of GMS Tell It Like It Is. I'm the servant Ibadia. And this just goes to show you that, prophecy is in the making right now. Prophecy is coming to pass. These other nations are rising up against Esau now, These nations, are just coming up against Esau, and this is just a prayer example of it. And the title of this article is gonna be New South African President, this Hamite right here, wants to seize land from white farmers without compensation. So these other nations, they're getting fed up with the so-called white man just coming in and just taking over their land, pretty much taking over their whole world and their resources. So now these other nations are fighting back and raising up against this devil, And this is just a pure segment, This is just only the beginning, pro se. Because, you're going to have other nations, even other nations are still rising up against this devil anyway. But you're going to have more of these, powerful people, like these so-called world leaders, just turning on the so-called white man, And I'm just going to get into a little bit of this article right here. South African new president Cyril Ramaphosa has pledged to return, whatever his name is, Salakia, if I didn't pronounce his name right, Akim, but has pledged to return the land owned by white farmers since the 1600s to black citizens of the country. The government plans to accelerate land retributions through exportations without compensation. The exportations of the land without compensations is an invention as one of the measures that will use to accelerate the retribution of land to black South Africans, said Ramaphosa, who was sworn into office to succeed Jacob Zuma as president last week. So, they're getting ready. These nations are not playing, what I mean, with the so-called white man. These devils ain't playing. So, these other nations are rising up and fighting back now. Now I'm gonna get into the precept. I'm gonna get into a scripture right here, and just to further prove the point, just gonna back it up with scripture. It's gonna be the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Well, let me start at 4 actually. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just shall live by faith. Verse 5. Let me just start at 5. Salakia. Ye also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all nations, and heap unto himself all people. Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. There you go. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, This Hamite right here, what I'm saying? He's doing a just thing for his people, He's taking back the land from these so-called white people that really didn't belong over there in the first place. Now he's giving the land back to his people now. You know what I mean? So he's taking, what the so-called white man took for them for thousands and thousands of years. Now he's taking it back. Now he wants, the land for his people. Now he's coming up against this devil. I'm gonna read on. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not, verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So, you know what I mean? So, because of your pride, Esau, you know what I mean? This is coming back to bite you. Because of your pride, Esau, this is coming back to bite you, you know what I mean? To bite you in the ass. So, these other nations right now, they're not fucking around with you now. Now they want back what what is rightfully theirs, you know what I mean? So, you're in trouble, Esau, and these other nations are coming, and they're not playing. So, I'm going to continue on. Thou hast consulted shame to thee house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and that establisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. So this is just, this is just another prelude to what's really about to happen too, because at the end of the day, you took our land, you know what I mean? And the Lord is going to come back to recompense the Israelites, recompense us, you know what I mean? For what you have taken from us, you know what I mean? Now you have this Hamite, the South African president, coming up against you devils, and now you devils are going to start to suffer down there, So this is another prelude to what's really going to happen in the near future, and pretty soon, and not only this, but we're the Israelites, we're coming to take what's rightfully ours, which is the land of Israel that you have, you know what I mean, in possession. You know what I mean? We're coming back to reclaim that land and to beautify that land. But before, we come to claim the land, y'all devils are going to just get wiped clean out that land, because thermonuclear destruction is going to hit that land and wash you and cleanse you devils out of it. Then we're going to come back, come in the chariots, the elect. It's going to come in those chariots and claim the land while it's rightfully ours. And so this is just another prelude. This is, prophecy in the making, that these nations are coming back, that's just coming up against the so-called white man, you know what I mean? So this white man's going down, this is just a segment, a prelude to what's really about to happen, and this is just the beginning. So with that, this is just a quick lesson, and just a quick, tell it like it is lesson real quick. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to y'all brothers out there on the highways and byways that's doing this work sincerely, diligently, and faithfully. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.